All right, everybody. Billy Kuehl with Crusader Connection, LinkedIn group recently developed to sort of build a network and a relationship between UD alumni and current students to kind of provide mentorship and professional opportunities to kind of talk about what's out there, what's everybody's working on, what opportunities are available. So I am here with Kip Knipple, James Spingola, and Luke Birch, who have recently started the University of Dallas Real Estate Society, if I'm getting that name right. And I'm going to let them kind of take off from here and let us know kind of what the group's going to be about and how they kind of plan to kind of carry out the objectives of the group, on UD's campus and, through networking and whatnot. So go ahead, guys.
Well, I'll start. I'm Kip Knipple. I started this with some inspiration from Luke, who we'll get to in a second. But I'm the president, and I'll let these guys just kind of give a little brief intro of what they do for the club, and we can circle back around.
Do you want us just to give our contention of the club or basically our what we do in it?
Yeah, both. Yeah, both. Kind of like just maybe a little bit of a background on how you guys came up with the idea, right? We'd love to hear like what the impetus behind it was, and then what I get it's a good idea, and then kind of what the plan is maybe for the not too distant future.
So yeah, like Kip said, we both were talking about this a little while ago, and so I'm the co-founder and the vice president. Um, the reason why I guess why this is kind of near and dear to my heart is because I've grown up in Phoenix, Arizona, and that's in a family that is heavily saturated within real estate in that market in Arizona. So I'm currently an intern for the past year now with Lennar Homes, who's the number one home builder in the nation. So I'm, as of right now, looking into going into entitlements and acquisition. But yeah, so it just seemed like it was a good idea to throw this out into the waters and see what happens at UD. Something that we talked about when we were first discussing the idea of this club was that there's plenty of business classes at UD. I mean, it's a very large business college, but nothing is offered or even spoken of, at least on UD's campus, regarding real estate. At least in my personal experience, I haven't seen much of it whatsoever. So we just talked about that a good bit, and we thought it couldn't hurt to start up a little club and see where it went, see what we could do.
Awesome.
I think to piggyback that off of Luke a little bit, um, I've told the story to all you guys before, but starting going to a liberal arts school, we do a lot of good things and things when it comes to critical thinking and being able to be well rounded in the liberal arts and that sort of thing. But the business school just has a sort of kind of disconnect with the alumni. That's kind of how I realized this. And then similar to Luke, just kind of having a background familially in real estate, more of the brokerage side. He kind of brought the idea to me and kind of took it from there and thought to ourselves, where can we really take this? Um, and I brought it up, and the story goes that they told me it was a niche subject, but I kind of just pushed through, and here we are. I was thinking about kind of who would be good and what roles, and so we've got Luke's our VP, and then James as well as our head of finance. So I'll let James speak a little more to kind of what he wants to do with the club, and then we can just circle back around and kind of have a vision for what's coming up in the next week or so, and then just total vision for the club.
Yeah, so I would say I've known these guys since beginning of college, and we've been in business classes together, and just have become friends throughout class time and time out of class and whatnot. And over time, I feel like we figured out we want to do very similar things after we graduate. And like they were saying earlier, there's not many classes, whatsoever being offered that tell you anything about real estate. I'm in a business law class right now where we're learning about, zoning and property regulations and things like that, but nothing much past that. And so we're all very excited, to bring something to the table that hasn't been here. And I think there's going to be a lot of interest And who knows, people that aren't even interested in this or have no idea what they're going to do, maybe they're going to find something that they love for down the road. In terms of my position, I'm the head of finance as of this moment. I will be in charge of the funding for the club, kind of figuring out, navigating the talks, what we need to get to prepare, kind of talking with the school to figure out how much money we're getting per year, what we think we need to do with that. And then in terms of long term with the club, I think we are going to do a great job of marketing ourselves to our school. This is something I've been pushing in the meetings a lot. I'm very excited to be getting our faces out there on whatever it is, LinkedIn, a piece of paper, a flyer, whatever it is. I'm excited to, throw in a group chat for people to join, get a calendar going, get a real estate journal going with leases in the near area. So I'm very excited. These guys and I are very excited for what this club has come. And in terms of the week ahead, I guess I'll let Kip kind of introduce what we're doing, what our plans are for the next week or so.
Sure. So it's been a 2 month process, probably kind of getting this thing going. And finally, I knew kind of when we get done to the end of the semester, we'd probably have time for one event. So we've got a professional in capital markets for decades, from working at JLL to Colliers. He's coming in and kind of giving talk more about capital markets in particular, but also just the applicability to students. Um, so it's like bringing capital markets to college, like why real estate matters to you, title something like that. So I think that kind of goes back to kind of the two pillars I think we really want to kind of instill here on campus. One being relationships and networking and an opportunity for that. And then also just like these guys have said, education. I think so many people don't realize that whatever they're interested in, whether it's finance or whether it's sales or whether even if it's from a legal point of view, like James is mentioning, they can do that all within the umbrella of real estate. So I think it would be a great opportunity to bring together professionals from the University of Dallas and alumni and students, just bring them together and give them a good opportunity to kind of hopefully break into a potential career field. And Dallas is no better a place to do that. So we're really excited. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Dallas is um, constantly expanding, right? And so there's so many, different avenues that this real estate group can go, especially in that market. The thing that I like about it too is, and I think we can all say this with, which is a compliment to UD, is, as a student, it's kind of easy to get lost in sort of uh, the the abstract dialogue, right? And the kind of the fun sort of like philosophical conversations that maybe a lot of kids were never hit with prior to going to UD. I know myself for one, right? Like landing on campus and talking about Plato's Republic or the Cave. These are like interesting debates, but and they're interesting conversations that you can allow yourself to explore. What's cool about what you guys are doing is there's no reason why these two sort of lanes, like the practical and the philosophical, or however you want to say it, can't coexist, right? So while you're in those classes, like taking the core classes and doing these things, you're also developing sort of an entrepreneurial spirit. You're kind of building on that business sense and kind of already kicking off that professional path, because college it's an interesting time. It's a difficult time, and UD definitely provides an awesome environment to just build great friendships and learn some fascinating, philosophical concepts and historical time frame and whatnot. But this is such a good way to kind of bring in that practical piece that can run alongside, right? They don't have to be mutually exclusive. So it's very impressive that you guys are doing this. I think it's awesome. And again, like I said, I kind of just threw together this Crusader connection on LinkedIn in hopes of just kind of pulling together the UD folks on LinkedIn. I saw Kip's post. I was like, this is exactly kind of what we're talking about. And I think as long as we we keep the fire burning on this kind of stuff, it'll just keep growing. And the last thing I'll add is, from a real estate perspective, and I think James maybe said this or somebody, there's so many different ways to look at real estate, whether it's brokerage, whether you're, whether you're fix and flip, whether you're looking for long-term investment, whether you're on the financing side like us at the bank. There's levels of complexity that are just, far beyond just what people might think of when it's like, oh, Donald Trump owns a lot of real estate, and it's like, well, yeah, there's millions of other players in the space beyond just the big brokerage firms and whatnot. There's a lot of people at a lot of different levels that are involved in the real estate space. So it's cool to see that you guys are bringing that to campus.
Yeah, and I'll say shameless plug. We should put it in the LinkedIn post as well. Our event is next Tuesday, 6:30 at it's April 29th. So if you are in the Dallas area, feel free to come out. It'll be our inaugural event,
Perfect.
and
Where
I
at?
think where it will be. Right now it's going to be an SB Serafi. So it's first level when you go inside that of
Okay.
SB. So it'll be on campus in the business building. But
Oh, nice. Fantastic. Okay,
yeah.
cool. Very cool.
And I think this is just it really is, I know I'm speaking for everyone. This is really just the beginning for us. We really hope to kind of bring this to be something that's not just, school club and something fun to do and a one-off event. We really want this to be something that's, uh, almost institutional and part an extension of the school, really, in that sort of size. So, yeah, we're really excited, very fortunate for the opportunity to connect with you guys. And yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean, you guys got anything else? Yeah.
yeah, James, Luke.
I was just going to quickly say one quick thing, kind of to piggyback off of what Kip just said. The cool thing about this club on UD's campus is that really anyone can put their name in the hat and join. And I've told a number of people who have asked about joining, you get out what you put into this club. I mean, attendance isn't required. You don't have to pay any dues and nothing like that. I mean, if you want to go to a talk and have the privilege of meeting someone who's just worth adding to your network, putting a name to a face, you benefit from that, even if you've just spoken to them once or twice. Um, if you don't feel like going, then no harm, no foul. It doesn't affect anyone else. But so that is something that's kind of nice about the club is anyone is more than welcome to show up and strike up a conversation with someone that could be very beneficial to their long-term career.
No.
And I would say, lastly, our board consists of 4 members. We're missing one, Matt Reynolds. He's the head of the marketing for us. His dad, Lou Reynolds, very experienced in the commercial real estate world, will be the keynote speaker on Tuesday. Matt is graduating here in the spring, and he's been on the phone with Colliers International, a company I interned for last summer, trying to get a job with them. So a lot of good experience here. Another great guy, and very excited for Tuesday. Yep.
That's awesome. And the other thing I want to point out is you guys not taking a back seat on sort of an end of a year type thing. It would be very easy to come up with this idea and then just kind of say like, well, there's only a few months left in the semester. Like, let's table this till the fall. And you guys pushed forward and worked with the university and made it happen. So it's awesome that you guys are doing this, and it's the exact type of stuff that I hope to kind of promote on the Crusader Connection group on LinkedIn, and hopefully we can just keep growing this network of students and alumni, and this will just funnel more and more activities. And at the end of the day, schools like the University of Notre Dame, like, yeah, you could say it's apples to oranges, but they're really good at this kind of stuff, right? And I think this is where UD needs to take that first step, and we can kind of push forward into this world of alumni networking and professional development, and these types of business groups on campus. So awesome for you guys. Wish I could be there. And we look forward to promoting this stuff as they come up in the future. And good luck to you guys on Tuesday.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.